English boosters 36 to 40. Booster 36. What is the difference between lose and miss? We will use lose normally when we lose an object. For example, I lost my car keys. I can't find them. It is also used to say that a game has been lost. We lost the final game. We will also use it in various expressions like to lose track of time, to lose your temper, or to get lost. We will use miss when we don't make it on time for something. For example, the bus. I missed the bus on my way to work. It also means to miss someone. For example, he misses his kids when he is away. Here are several expressions with the verb to miss. To miss the point, you can use it when you're not understanding something. To miss the forest for the trees. To miss the shot. To miss your shot. Booster 37. Here are some useful vocabulary for business meetings and presentations. To give a presentation, which is to present a formal talk for a group of people. To be on the agenda, which means to be included in a list of things to discuss. For example, our falling profits will be on the agenda today. To be absent, which means not to be present. For example, Susan is sick, so she will be absent from the meeting. On one hand, on the other hand, this expression is used to when there is something to consider and a contrasting thing to consider. For example, on one hand, it is affordable, but on the other hand, it is not durable. Booster 38. When we want to refer to a problem, we have several ways to say it. Problem, issue, or trouble. But there are slight differences between them. Problem. This is the most generic term. It can be any type of issue that requires a solution. Issue. This has a slightly less negative connotation than a problem. We use it to downplay a matter. Trouble. This is used to refer to problems in an uncountable form. It's for conflict situations. We can use the following expressions with trouble. To be in trouble. To be in a problematic situation. To get into trouble. To find oneself in a problematic situation. To have trouble. To have difficulty doing something. Booster 39. Here are some useful expressions or idioms for confronting problems. Whenever you have to accept a bad situation without complaining, you can say, to grin and bear it. As in, I hate going to the dentist, but I know I have to grin and bear it. When you encounter something difficult to understand, a problem that is difficult to fix, or a hard person to deal with, you can say, it is a tough nut to crack, or a hard nut to crack. For example, this problem is getting me down. It's a hard nut to crack. When you want to go deeper and find out the real cause of a problem, you can use the expression, got to the bottom of. For example, the plumber got to the bottom of what's causing the leak. We need to replace the pipe. When you're in a difficult or uncomfortable situation, you can use in a bit of tight spot. For example, I'm in a bit of a tight spot because my boss has asked me to work late tonight and it's my wife's birthday. When you encounter a difficult situation with no foreseeable solution, you can say, this is a no-win situation. So you can use it to describe a situation in which a favorable outcome is impossible. You're bound to lose whatever you do, a no-win situation, also known as a lose-lose situation. An example of a no-win situation could be a doctor having to choose between saving one patient's life and letting another patient die. Or imagine a person being forced to choose between losing their job or compromising their principles. Booster 40. When are you going to use for and when since? We use since for a specific point in time. For example, I've worked in the same company since 2010. On the other hand, we use for to express the duration of time. So after for, there will be a word indicating quantity and then a word of time. For example, I've been waiting for 20 minutes.